Hello and welcome to the program today. My name is BAMISAYE Victor, and we're live to you from Kyiv, Ukraine. Kyiv is the capital city of Ukraine. And I want to say welcome to you wherever you are around the world, and maybe good afternoon, morning or evening, but I want to believe it's good. So welcome to the platform today, and as you're coming in, I want to urge you to please go ahead and invite your friends. I want to ask you to please share to your timeline. I want to ask you to please call as many people as possible that you can call to join us today. So as you're coming in, I'll just go right now to Facebook and see those who have come in, and those of you who are watching us on YouTube, I want to say welcome to you. And also, I do not forget those of you who may be watching the rebroadcast or maybe watching after the program has ended. So you're very much welcome. I will consider you a part of the conversation. So who do we have on today? I can see that we have Chikaketi, Mrs. Abiola Olojo, Ms. Toyin Urigbo. I can see Uchebike Armstrong. I can see Awonosi Oluwatoyin. I can see Blessing Enaju, Charles B. Adeniji, Adejumo Champion, Adewale Richard, Blessing Akpobare, you're very much welcome. Mabel Chinwe, Wale Cox, Tuka Baribo, Fumi Adewusi, and to many of you who are joining us, we say welcome and welcome and welcome once again. So please don't forget to go ahead and share. Today we'll be talking about a very interesting, but to some people it will be a controversial topic. Myself, in all of my glory and all of my exuberance, I always love to be out there, but today I think I'm going to be somewhat politically correct. As regards this topic, I'll try my best to behave. so it is. So what are we talking about? We'll be talking about the question of marginalization. Nigeria has had a history of ups and downs, so many political turning points, which has, of course, brought its scars. Many wounds were inflicted, but a lot of people were delivered, but we are not assured that the number of people who were delivered is the same as the number of people who were healed, because there are two different things: to be delivered and to be healed. So the scars remain, but some scars still pain. Some people still feel what psychiatrists may consider somatic or somatization disorder, whereby you feel the pain that is really non-existent. And sometimes it's hard, even for us as doctors, to be able to say objectively that this person is not feeling the pain. He may just be feeling the pain you think he's not feeling, and he just may be a malingerer. So these topics are very hard to discuss, but they have to be discussed. And for a nation to grow, we must not dodge the very controversial topics that set schisms into the fiber of our nationhood. Because this in itself begins to breed contempt, and contempt leads to cynicism. And there's a book written by Dr. Sunday Adelaja called The Death of Nations, and you'll see that in that book, cynicism, which is the act of doubting, of never believing, of never trusting your neighbor, the next person, you'll see that cynicism is as dangerous as the poison of a snake could be to any living organism. That is what cynicism is to any nation. It poisons the very essence of that nation. It poisons brotherhood, it poisons trust, and so there's no working together. And when there's no working together and cooperation, the nation dies. So it's like the strangle of the python or of the cobra. I don't know which one strangles, but you understand what that means. It sucks life out of the nation. So these topics such as marginalization, when it is not treated, this is what leads to cynicism, and then the nation dies. Then we begin to talk about this nation had so much potential, and the nation that is not yet dead, you will only see that such nation, you will just be talking about potentials. So once a nation, you begin to talk about potential, you're just a step away from a failed state, and that is because there are issues that have not been addressed. And many of these issues are rooted in non-truths. And worst off, many of them are rooted in lies, deception, which is being propagated because of the selfish interest of certain individuals. So today we are going to consider the question of the Nigerian federal government appointment, who is marginalized? There are some group of people who have been crying foul or who have been saying, we are marginalized. Nobody is thinking about us. Nobody cares about us. We feel left out in the scheme of things. And so they play their politics a certain way because of the perception that they've been fed or that they have, or the somatization disorder, or however it may be. But let us really consider, and that's what we'll be talking about today. We'll be consider empirically, with evidence, with facts, not just mere words. We'll be considering who is actually marginalized. We'll consider a lot of factors that might not have been considered before. And that's what the conversation will be about today. Some conversations may be hard, but if it is necessary to have them for our nation to grow, then we should have them. Because until we do that, the actions we take will be counterproductive to the destination we seek. All right, that is enough for my monologue. Let me introduce my friend and brother today, my friend on the show, my colleague on the show, Dr. Sunday Adelaja. You're very much welcome today.
Yes, sir.
You've heard my monologue.
Yes, well, my pleasure.
Wow. This topic, I was saying, in approaching it, I will try my best in terms of being objective, but yet I'll try not to offend sensibilities, on my own part, because you know how these discussions go. But it's a must that we have them. We cannot, because of the emotions that they will bring, shy away from them. I will not, because of how I want to be perceived, for instance, not say truth that needs to be said. Because I think this is why such conversations linger on, such mal-representations linger on, because people do not want to offend. So we don't talk about the necessary topics. Anyway, DSA, within the Nigerian society, okay, maybe not to ask of that first, we should first talk about what do you consider marginalization within nationhood?
Oh, marginalization is a big problem in nations of the world. And I've had a lot of people accuse Nigeria of marginalization, the federal government of Nigeria. They're accusing them of marginalization, or they would rather say they are saying they are being marginalized. Some people in Nigeria are saying they are being marginalized. You know, there is nothing that is as ridiculous as that kind of accusation in Nigeria. And there is nothing as false as that kind of perception. Now, I don't believe there is any tribe or region in Nigeria that is specifically marginalized. I don't think there is any particular group of people that is marginalized in Nigeria. Because I have, thank God, I've been able to travel to all continents of the world, and I've been able to travel to tens of countries, over almost 100 countries of the world. So I know what marginalization is, and I know how it plays out in countries of the world. If you are talking about marginalization, go to Cameroon. You will see marginalization there. When you cannot even vote for your own governor that is going to rule over you in your own state. It is the central power that will give you governor. Even a mayor, you cannot vote for him. And you are having votes. That is marginalization. When you cannot even speak your own language in all the schools, you cannot study, okay, like English. We all use English now. Can you imagine that somebody in Nigeria uses English, but or uses French, and we're in the same country, and we have two languages, and only English is you can. Why do we have the constitution that you have two languages then, and you cannot study in every school with your own language, in every region with your own language? That is marginalization. But marginalization goes beyond that. Marginalization. Look, let's leave Cameroon. Let's go to a place like Burundi, or let's go to Rwanda even. The genocide that we have in Rwanda is because no citizen of a certain tribe can hold any political office. And nobody can hold any visible office. That's why the genocide we had in Rwanda happened, and in Burundi also. So now let's go to even other countries like all over the world, like in Asia, or let's go to even Europe sometimes. Before, Look at Great Britain, for instance. Let's even look at Great Britain right now. In Great Britain, when is the last time, apart from Brown, is it Gideon Brown?
Gordon Brown.
Gordon Brown. Apart from Gordon Brown, when was the last time somebody from Scotland became the Prime Minister of Britain, or Welsh, or Ireland, or it's always English people? Why are they not talking about marginalization? You know, when you talk about, even any country you will find a lot of, I can come up with so many countries.
The old Yugoslavia,
Serbia, you go to, there are a lot of countries that have real issue with marginalization. Even Brazil, but we don't even have such. I'm talking about countries that cannot use their language. I'm talking about countries that cannot get people, ethnic groups that cannot get appointments. I'm talking about ethnic groups that cannot even hold a political position. I'm talking about ethnic groups that cannot even be given scholarship. I'm talking about ethnic groups that can only hold junior positions. Real marginalization exists. But if you talk about Nigeria, most people who accuse themselves of marginalization are the Igbos in Nigeria. Now, the Igbos, that is absolutely ridiculous. I wrote an article, 20-something page article, that is called My Reflection about Biafra. Biafra, My Reflections. Anybody that is interested could go there in 4 parts. You can go and see it. And I prove it in that article that for the Igbos to claim marginalization is ridiculous. It's just part of pride and tribalism and arrogance. Some people are calling themselves special race or special, talent. So it's arrogance that is making people to think like that. Because if you talk about the Igbos, they control 70% of commerce in Nigeria. We have import and export.
Yes, sir.
The import and export, the people that were given license in Nigeria by the federal government, by the names you can find what nationality they are. 70% of all the names of people who have export and import business in Nigeria, that is business, trade, import and export, that is the main business, yeah. That is the main commerce in Nigeria. 70% is Igbo names. Go to Abuja, the federal government of Nigeria, 60% of all the properties there is controlled by Igbos. That's marginalization. When you talk about marginalization, that is when a tribe cannot even buy a land in that country, in the capital. That's when you talk about marginalization.
Even Lagos.
Even Lagos also, they are now 40%
even in the north,
ownership of Lagos.
Even in the north,
even in the north,
most of the
and you are talking about marginalization, not just businesses. But when I talk about that, some people say, well, it's because we are so smart. It's because of our ingenuity. Oh yeah, you can be smart, but you cannot be smarter than the Jews, right? The Jews, the Israelis. When they were marginalized in Germany, talk about being smart. It doesn't matter how smart they were. They were dealt with. They were dealt with in such a way. If a country and the government wants to marginalize you, it doesn't matter how smart you are. They don't give you a chance. That's all. You don't just get a chance.
Or the black people in America,
yeah.
The way they destroyed the Black Wall Street.
Yeah, black people in America, they couldn't sit. You talk about marginalization. They couldn't even go to the same restaurant. They couldn't sit in the same bus. They couldn't, use the same public space. That is marginalization.
Apartheid
in South Africa. That is marginalization. That you are living in the big cities with developed, infrastructure, everything, and because you are black, you are outside there. That is marginalization. We are not talking marginalization in Nigeria. Now,
all the Muslims in Myanmar.
Burma, Myanmar,
yeah.
And everywhere, Indonesia, you go anywhere, even go to Australia, go and see the way the Aborigines and the black people are living there. You talk about marginalization. It's better now, but you can talk about marginalization there. Go and talk about America, the way they treated the Indians. You talk about marginalization. But we are not talking about marginalization in Nigeria, guys.
No.
Nothing like that. But of course, in political appointment, people will say, but there is marginalization, especially in political appointment. Well, anybody could have argued that case. The West, the Nigerian West, during the time of Jonathan, they were very bitter, but they were not making it a political statement. Because during the time of Jonathan, the Yorubas were saying, they never had any position of significance.
No.
They never had You know, they said the top leadership position in Nigeria, not a Yoruba person was there, but a lot of Igbos were there, a lot of other people were there, but the Yorubas never screamed and said they were being marginalized, because for them to have done that, it would have been foolish for the Yorubas to have said that, because they just had their own president of 8 years with Obasanjo. So, but they also knew, they noticed that they didn't have any position, but it's because they lost out. You know, it's a political game. Do you know that during the Second Republic from 1979 to 83 or to 84, Yorubas also lost out?
Yes.
Because the Yorubas they mainly supported one party, and the party was UPN. Of Awolowo. They came second. It was the main opposition party, but they didn't win the federal government position. It was the NPN that won. And people are talking about Igbos. Igbos are talking about Hausas not liking them. You don't tell me that. You can tell that kind of story to people who are ignorant. Don't tell me about that one. Because if you are talking about discrimination from the Hausa Yoruba people, why is it that the Igbos joined together with Hausa people in Second Republic? Because the party, MPN, the only reason they won is because the Igbo states voted for MPN.
Yeah, through Azikwe.
Yeah, so no, even because of Azikwe, they had a lot of people, Igbos who were there, and they supported the NPN, and that's why they were able to form a coalition, and they were able to put out UPN, the Yoruba people. But the Yoruba people, they knew that, well, we lost out. And they were not calling foul and saying we have been marginalized in Nigeria as Yoruba people. No, it's just politics. We voted for the wrong party and we lost. And actually, the only time Nigeria is Yorubas are having it a little bit better, with their senses, political senses, is thanks to now, and thanks to the other guy that people don't like, Tinubu. Yeah, because normally the Yorubas would have lost out because of pride. And they have issue with pride too. Oh, we want to do our own politics. We will not go under
we are politically smart.
We are progressive.
Progressive.
With your progressive, you lost out during the time of Awolowo. Yeah. You lost out during the time of Obasanjo. Even though Obasanjo is a Yoruba person, Yoruba region didn't vote for him. Yes. And the first time they didn't vote for him, and they lost. Yeah. And they were in opposition to their own son. Yeah. It was the other part of Nigeria that voted for Obasanjo. Yeah.
And they were the ones who enjoyed this government.
And other people were enjoying it, and they were at a loss. Even Lagos was neglected, even though it was Obasanjo that was in power. Yes. So, but some people could think because it's Obasanjo, then it is Yorubas that were ruling. No, the Yorubas were against him. You need to bring your microphone down to because you hid it over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's always, yeah. So the issue is that it's a political choice they made, the Yorubas made, and they lost. So they lost out and that's the third time Yorubas were losing out. They lost out during the First Republic, during the time of Azikwe and Abubakar. And that's why I say, don't tell me that Hausas hate Igbos, because during the time of Azikwe and the First Republic and Tafawa Balewa, Ahmadu Bello and Tafawa Balewa, it was the Yorubas who lost out.
They worked together.
Igbos went and worked together with the Hausas.
And Azikwe became the president.
He became the president.
Tafawa became prime minister.
Yeah, you see.
And that was the power sharing.
And the same thing happened in the 70s, in 1979. Yes. Igbos again worked together with MPN, and they became the president. Yes. So don't tell me, because now you are losing out one. Okay, did they really work together? Did the Igbo work together with Obasanjo, with this party, that PDP? They worked together now. And it was not because Obasanjo was a Yoruba person, because it was the Northerners that put Obasanjo there. Yes. And also they worked together during Jonathan with the North as well. They worked together too. So don't tell me about marginalization, about Igbos being marginalized by Hausa people. No, Igbos were always on the side of the Hausas when they are given enough negotiation. But this time they lost out because of the wrong calculations. They lost out because, they made the wrong move. Just like the Yorubas, they are repeating the lessons that the Yorubas have learned, because the Yorubas were the ones who are always losing out. But they never said we are being marginalized in Nigeria, so, something is happening. We are being discriminated just because we are Yorubas. No, it's because our political leaders were stubborn and they were not smart enough politically. That's why we lost out as a people. But our leaders, and we've got to subscribe to it, that our leaders missed it. So the same thing now with the Igbos, they've got to say, well, we lost out because our leaders made the wrong choice. So instead of saying that, we are saying no, it's because they are all against all our tribe, all our nationality. I mean, Hey, stop it. If they are really against your personal nationality, you will not be everywhere and then be tolerated and still be able to do everything you want to do. And if you want to even talk about statistics and appointments, the statistics don't show that you have been discriminated against, that these people have been, nobody is being discriminated against if you look at the statistics. And I went and did my homework today. I did my research very well, and I like to do that because I like to come forward with,
evidence.
With empirical evidences. So I've gotten a slide that I've prepared. All the appointments that are in Nigeria, the federal government under Buhari, I got them put out. And I'm going to show them today for Koro eye to see them. Because somebody will be saying, oh, okay, some people used to come up with stories that Buhari just appoints northerners.
Yes.
Only northerners are in the government. Especially they are talking about the power ministries, the power like
the big ministries.
No, we're talking about military kind of military,
okay.
Military, security kind of thing. Only, but okay, let's talk about economy. You will see that yes, they have more appointments in regards to the military, but we have more appointments as regards to economy. So which one is more powerful? It depends on your preference. But to say that there is discrimination, let's look at the figures. Let's look at the statistics.
Yeah, first of all, before we continue, there are certain parameters we would have to consider before we go into the slide. We have to consider the geographic or geopolitical zones in Nigeria. Because, for instance, it's now been painted like a case of southeast versus the north, particularly. Like southeast versus north. So, if it's not Obichukwu and we now see some Haruna or Abdullahi, then it's a problem. So, but people are not considering that, for instance, southeast has 5 states, but the north as a whole has 19 states. So you could hear an Abdullahi who is not from Kano, but from Kogi State. And so when they see the name Abdullahi, marginalization. For instance, when the new IGP was appointed, because he has a Muslim Islamic Hausa name, they already just said marginalization again. Not considering that the guy is from Nasarawa State. Nasarawa is not a core north. It's not even a northern state. It's a middle belt state. It's in the north central. But within the classification of what is north and south, it's northern. So people who are from Kwara are considered northern. People who are from Kogi are considered northern. Even people in Jos are not Hausas. They are not northerners. People tend to forget the fact that there are over 300, 400 tribes in Nigeria. And then that even within a state, there are minorities of minorities. And so people tend to just lump up the fact that if you are from Kano, you're already Hausa Fulani. And so they just throw some unnecessary bile against those people. But who would believe that even our Sonny Abacha, who was from Kano, was not even a Fulani man?
Yep.
He was a Kanuri man.
Yep. I wrote about all that in my book. This book, The Beauty of Nigerian Diversity.
Wow, yeah.
You will see that all our presidents, they have never been an Hausa person there. But you tell a Nigerian now, they will argue with you. They will say, there's never been an Hausa president. We've never had an Hausa president. They will argue and say, ow. Because to them, anybody up the Niger is a northerner, is a Hausa or Hausa Fulani. Yes. But it's wrong.
Yes. We forget that just within that north, the same way we have diversity of tribes in the south, the same way they too have it in the north. And just because someone bears that northern name does not even mean, number one, that it's a Muslim.
Name. Who told you that it's a Muslim?
No,
it's a northern name. It's a Muslim name, but not a northern name.
Yes. So even the fact that they bear those
Muslim names, they are still Christians.
There are still Christians among them. Yeah. States like Adamawa, Taraba.
Yeah.
Christians who are most of them are majority.
Even Kaduna.
Even Kaduna, the southern part, most of them are Christians. And so, but he is bearing Musa, and you just lump up the whole idea, and and you throw another northerner.
No, it's our prophet not bearing Suleiman.
Suleiman, yeah. So, Boss Mustafa, a Christian guy, but we just don't know this. We just lump everything together. That's one. Number two, in considering these geographic points too.
I would like to buttress what you are saying with the geography.
Yes, sir.
The problem we have is that in the olden days, when we got independence, we were used to the terminology of North-South. That terminology has to be destroyed. We have to forget about it. Nothing like North-South in Nigeria. We have 6 geographical, geopolitical zones. That's it. We don't have North-South. When anytime you say North-South, then you will always run into this problem.
Yes, yes, and I think that is what has come into the subconscious of almost every Nigerian. So we just tell everybody Northerner, because within the South, like we have some basic delineation. So it's either you are bearing Tobiloba, or you are bearing Shukudi, or you are bearing some Akwa Ibom.
No, but it's also,
so there's some delineation. But within the North, it's not so clear that way. So it's the names are usually almost together, you know. You'll find just few exceptions.
People don't even follow the names always.
Yeah.
People just know that you are from the North, finish. Finish, yeah. It's not always even the name. It doesn't even matter if you have Christian name, no name.
Yeah.
North, finish.
Nobody wants to know if you are from North Central.
Yes, that's why we shouldn't be using that North too much. We should rather be talking about, are you from Middle Belt? It's even better to say Middle Belt rather than say North. But people, when they say North, they remove Middle Belt
altogether.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
Yeah. So we need to look
because like even I was growing up in Nigeria, in the West, anybody that is not Yoruba and is not Igbo and is not from the South, everybody is Hausa. And is annoying, and is now that I know it's annoying.
Yeah.
And it's embarrassing, and it's shameful to do that, because it's a kind of illiteracy as well.
Yeah.
Or for example, anybody that is not Yoruba and is not Hausa in where I come from is Igbo. But that is also annoying to people of the Middle Belt and people of the South and things like that, because it's part of ignorance. Because our people, they don't want to bother themselves to study, to really get their facts. They just lump everybody together.
And I think it's the same way people from Delta and from Rivers who may have some Igbo names will feel when they just categorize them as Igbos, just because they.
And I was making that mistake myself, because there was we had this coach for the national team that is
Sunday Olise.
Sunday Ugochukwu Olise. So when I see Ugochukwu, I just thought he was, but I never said it, but in my heart, I was thinking he's an Igbo guy, Igbo Delta. So I was calling him Igbo Delta. So one time, they were taking an interview from him in the national newspaper. He said, "Is your name Ugochukwu?" They said, "Yes." He said, "But that's an Igbo name." He said, "It's an Igbo name, but I'm not an Igbo person." So I was so surprised. Why should you deny your nationality? He said, "I'm not Igbo. I'm not Igbo. That is who I am. I'm not Igbo. My people are not Igbo. I'm Delta." That's what he was saying. So
just to imagine how that feels, then I'm now trying to imagine the psyche of most people who we just lump together as Northerners, and we rob them of their own identity, of their own national identity, of their own tribe, maybe as a Kanuri person or as a Gwagi or I forget. Yeah.
Don't even try. We have
so many. Just so many. Just even within the Abuja metropolis, just ordinary Abuja metropolis, so many tribes. So
I heard that the most diverse state in Nigeria, I used to think that it was Old Bendel. Yeah, maybe it used to be Old Bendel, but they divided Old Bendel into Delta and Edo, so it reduced the diversity a little bit. But Delta is one of the most diverse part of Nigeria. I used to think it's Delta now, but what I just heard recently, I don't know if it's true or not, but Matthias, one of our friends here, told me that the most diverse state in Nigeria is Taraba. I didn't expect that at all. Taraba, I thought it would be Niger. They said no, even Niger is diverse, but even more than Niger is Taraba. I couldn't believe it. Taraba, they said yes, Taraba itself has over 200 tribes. That's small state. Can you believe it? So if we are going to be talking about marginalization, you know what? I would think it is people like that who should be talking about marginalization.
Yes.
Because they are really overwhelmed totally by the Northerners. by Hausa Fulani.
Hausa Fulani.
They have really consumed them because they almost losing their nationality.
Their identity.
Even people in the Adamawa and people in Nasarawa and people, all those ones are the ones who are supposed to be complaining about marginalization. But they are not complaining. And other people who are supposed to be complaining about marginalization are South people.
Yeah,
Deltas.
A lot of tribes right
A
there.
lot of tribes there. They are the ones who are supposed to be complaining about. So when I hear the Igbos complain about marginalization, I just feel it's not fair towards those other people, younger and smaller tribes. It's not fair towards them at all. If anybody is supposed to complain, let the majority, I mean the people from South Kaduna, for example, complain.
Yeah.
Let people from Benue complain. Let people from even Borno. You know, Borno are not Hausa Fulani people.
Yes.
They have their own nationality.
Yeah, Borno
people.
Most of their kingdom, is in Cameroon.
Yes, and their kingdom was one of the strongest before.
Yeah, El Kanem.
Yeah, it was even one of the most advanced kingdoms. But now, everybody said they're just Hausa people. It's not fair. So if anybody is supposed to be complaining, those are the people who are supposed to be complaining. And even when we say that Hausas are ruling Nigeria, you know, and everybody talks about Tafawa Balewa. But Tafawa Balewa is not an Hausa person. Tafawa Balewa is not even a Fulani person. And we talk about marginalization, no. Even Abacha was not an Hausa person. Even Muritala was not an Hausa person.
So much to learn. So
that's why anybody that wants to know, they should check out that book, The Beauty in Nigeria's Diversity. Not this one.
The Beauty in Nigeria's Diversity.
Yeah, The Beauty in Nigeria's Diversity. You'll see the list of all the tribes in Nigeria, 500 and something tribes, and what tribe everybody comes from. Even Babangida is not Hausa.
Yeah. But Babangida is even still quite debatable because there are a lot of people saying he's even a Yoruba guy.
That's what I'm saying. It's not, at least it's not Hausa.
It's not Hausa, it's not Fulani. Yeah. He's from Niger State, but his own ethnicity is so complicated. Because Badamosi, the name Badamosi
is Yoruba.
And where he lives, the people who are living there are called the Yoruba people.
Okay.
Yeah, he lives among the Yoruba tribe, where he's even from.
Okay.
It's migration from Osun. Those people migrated from Osun State, Osun or your state.
No, it's not only, you know, there is some Yorubas they call Ekun or Ekun.
That Okun is in
Kogi area.
Kogi area.
Yeah, so and Kogi is bordering with Niger. So it is those ones who are there,
Bida, all those areas. Yeah. So very interesting diversity that we've got in Nigeria. And
but to talk about that, to talk about marginalization, maybe it is there, like the ones we are talking about, but it's not intentional.
Yes.
It's not a federal government program, policy to go and marginalize you just because you are Igbo, or you are Yoruba, or you are Hausa. No.
And then we need to again consider, let's look at the first time they started talking about this. It was
after Jonathan lost. When Jonathan was there, no talk.
Nobody was talking about anything.
Everything was fine. Because Jonathan went and put Azikwe in his name. Jonathan
Ebele Azikwe.
Ebele Azikwe. Where did you get Azikwe from? And people who were schooling with him, they said they never saw Azikwe that day before. Either he went and put Tito, or he was really given by his father. Nobody knows. But some I heard an Igbo man say, actually, it was Igbos that were ruling Nigeria during Jonathan.
Yes, because if you look at his appointments, like you were saying, Yoruba people were almost absent. So you look at from the secretary to the government of the federation to key appointments within this parliament, to the key appointment within federal parastatals that he made, you will see that the people that were really in charge were the southeast majorly.
But during Obasanjo also, it was
southeast, southwest,
and north,
and the north.
Yeah, no, not southwest. During Obasanjo, the south, especially first term. It was mainly the southeast people. If you talk about the NAFDAC woman, if you talk about the central bank, Solido, if you talk about the finance minister, if you talk about the power minister, if you talk about anything you want to talk about, it's southeast.
So until Buhari came in, there was really no discussion about
it. Was Buhari's coming that sparked
most of this.
Okay.
So, but I don't know where it seemed to be coming from, because number one, this way I want us to even talk about before we go further, sir. That is marginalization. Is it a concept of political appointment or of government intervention? here's the base for my question. Would it be fair, would it be to say that because we did not appoint people from this certain place, even though we are doing what government should do for them in that certain place, that they are, for instance, okay, let's say we are making the roads, we are building the schools, but we've just not appointed somebody from this town, but they are getting what
the benefit
of governance. So would those people still be marginalized, even though they did not get someone from their town to be in charge of the organizations?
Position.
Yeah. So because what that will mean is, what is the real benefit of political appointment? What is the direct benefit of political appointment to the people? How does it translate to the dividends of democracy?
For example, Jonathan was the president, and they said he never did the road to his village.
Yeah. So
they said it is Buhari
that came to fix it. So I want us to be able to juxtapose that in the question of marginalization.
In the context of Nigeria, when they talk marginalization, they want our man to be there, our people.
So what does it translate to? Because it seems to me that that's the basic problem that we have.
It translates to bribe.
Yeah.
It translates to, people bringing something nepotism, and that is what they are looking for. They are not talking about development at all. They are talking about what it could bring, what they could gain as a result of that appointment.
Okay. Then the next
Personally, I don't really care. If they want, let them put all Igbo there. I don't care. As long as they perform, that is good for me. Let them just perform and let them bring the country to development. If they want to, let them put all Hausa there, all Fulani there. I don't care, as long as they perform. That is for me.
Yeah. That's on the one part. It means that what we should
Even
really
if they want, let them go and import from Cote d'Ivoire and Niger Republic, Mali. As long as they can perform, let them perform. I don't care who they import and put there.
Yeah. Then the next question is on the basis of constitution, marginalization on the basis of constitution. Because I want us to address these things before we even go into the empirical evidence of appointment, which is what they really say. So how can, for instance, Southwest claim to be marginalized if they did not reduce the number of states? They did not stop them from voting the same number of House of Assembly members that they used to have. They still have the same number of senators.
So they have 3 senators.
Yes.
Like every other state.
Like every other state.
You will not find that one in Cameroon.
They have governor.
You will not find that one in Cameroon.
In Cameroon, right?
Maybe we should export you there to go and enjoy.
Let's not do that, because I don't speak French. I don't speak French. And what they are doing to those guys there.
You will not even see that in Cote d'Ivoire. But in Nigeria, it's so well. I don't know who came up with the structure, but I think, thank God for the forefathers, for the people who decided the political something in Nigeria.
So
because every state has the same number of senators.
Yes.
3.
Yeah.
And every state has the same number of ministerial appointments.
Ministerial appointment, yes.
I think so.
Yeah, 1-1.
Every state must have appointment. And that is fair enough.
Yes. Then, if that is happening, who then will be responsible? Because it seems to be that somewhat now people talk about marginalization as saying it in the essence of, okay, there's a part of we are not receiving the dividends of democracy, and so that's why we are marginalized. So, but my question is, who should be held to account?
No, I didn't hear anybody saying they don't receive the dividend of democracy in terms of development, construction of roads, or things like that. I think they talk about dividend. They are not receiving appointments. Mainly, it is appointment they are mainly complaining about. But they will not say they are not constructing their roads. If they are not constructing roads, it's because they are not constructing roads everywhere.
So because I'm wondering, for instance, in the Southwest, we have governors. Are we holding them responsible?
So if you are talking about marginalization, demand it from your own leaders.
From your leader. What are they doing? What is the governance that they are given? Your representative, what are they doing to represent you? No. In Nigeria like this now, do you know many people cannot even access their representatives?
No, when you talk about that, for example, I've spoken to a lot of my Igbo friends that why are you complaining about federal government? I mean, you have your own governors. You have your own national assembly,
state
assemblies. You have your own appointees.
Local government.
You have your own local government. You have your own people. What's your problem?
And they are receiving allowance.
Yeah, where is your problem? You are going to central government to receive allowance, and your people are the one ruling over you. What is your problem?
The person where you salary is your governor.
Yeah.
Responsible for the economy of your state.
But what they tell me normally is that those governors are not there to serve the people. Yes. So that is why. I said, so what's the problem of the central government? Why do you keep on appointing them or electing them?
And you've never even changed them since.
If you are electing these leaders, demand from them responsibilities.
You know, something very interesting happened in the northern states during this election. I'll take 2 states, Bauchi and Sokoto. In Bauchi state, they voted for the 3 senators, APC.
Okay.
Out of 10 rep members, they voted 7 APC, 2 for PRP, and the only person that survived is the current speaker for PDP.
The only one that survived.
Out of 30 House of Assembly members, they voted 20 for APC, 10 for PDP. But do you know the governor is seeking 2nd term? Lost out.
Wow.
So you look at all of the structure, and the people who voted massively for these people cannot deliver a governor. It means they voted him out for his ineptitude or for something they don't want in him. Why is that not happening in the East?
I think Nnamdi Kanu is exploiting this kind of thing.
Yes.
He's playing to the gallery. He's exploiting the kind of what they call a controversy between the leaders, who are political elite of the East,
Yes.
and the suffering
people
of the people.
Yes.
And now he's exploiting it, not confronting
those
people, but he's confronting federal government. Federal government is to blame for everything.
So the Southeasterners, they have concluded that their own governors and leadership, they have no faith in them, and they are inconsequential. But instead of addressing them, it seems now that they are now pushing the whole thing, not just to any federal government, but to a Buhari federal government. So all the suffering they may be facing now started in 2015.
Is Buhari who is to blame?
So before these are questions to ask. What has been happening since 1999? Who has been your governor? Who is responsible? Okay, let me give an example of Ekiti State, sir. Ekiti State had a governor called Ayo Fayose. His biggest achievement was cutting Pomo.
A disgrace guy.
A big disgrace to that state. He was just cutting Pomo everywhere.
No, I think he said he put some stomach infrastructure.
Yes, stomach infrastructure. And stomach infrastructure is politics of the stomach. Just to give them what to eat and just to relate with the people on the level of being tout or
bread and entertainment.
Yeah. But now, and he was borrowing money and owed this thing. But the state right now, in fact, the state was a tourist attraction before he came to power. Because of Ikogosi, Warm Spring area, Jesha Waterfall. So the state was becoming a tourist attraction. The moment he came, he abandoned everything. Banks were leaving the state. There was another thing we had in the state called Gosi Water, which was from the Ikogosi Spring.
And it was so lousy. It went
down. Every commerce went down in the state. Now there's a new governor. They voted his party out. Now the former guy who started it is back, and the state is back on the horizons of things. So the question is, if the Easterners, for instance, are not satisfied with the level of things, why can't they vote out the inefficiencies that they call governors?
No, but what is even disturbing, what is surprising to me is that, okay, you said the federal government is not fair to you. But they started in your own Igbo area, Eastern area, for Igbo party. There is an Igbo party in Nigeria, called Abga or something.
Yeah.
So you have Igbo party, your own party, your own people, no Hausa there, no Yoruba there, just Igbo. All the leadership is Igbo party. Okay, go ahead and vote out APC from Igbo land. Go ahead and vote out PDP from Igbo land.
And it was started by their
Mazi
Ojuku.
They call him something. By their hero.
Yeah.
So why they have Abga, that is supposed to be a Igbo party?
Yes, ironically,
get your people all elected in that Abga. Let them perform. Since you are genius, you say you are wiser than Nigeria. You don't need Nigeria. So a lot of iPod people don't need Nigeria. We are too wise for Nigeria. Nigeria is a zoo. Okay, put all your own people in one party and create heaven in your Igbo land. You appoint your own leader, only your own people. Abga, appoint your own people only. You know, or appoint Nnamdi Kanu to come and be the president of or the governor, not governor, because it's a party for
chairman
to go and be the chairman of your party. Let him mobilize all the Igbo people. With all his brain that is telling him that it is not a Buhari that is there, it is what do they call it?
Jubril.
Let him bring that his brain of Jubril. Let him bring it and set up a whole political process in Igbo land and mobilize and convince all the Igbo people to vote for him, and then put all Igbo people, all your genius, all Israeli Jews. Yes, put all the Jews and put the Igbo Jews and put them in every office and cause heaven to come down in the Igbo land.
Yeah.
Why is it not doing that? You have your own you have a whole party that is for your people. No, I don't get it.
Yes.
Then you are leaving that one alone. You are not confronting it. You are confronting federal government.
So someone is telling me here that Victor is talking out of unrealistic measure. You are asking why they can't vote out those they don't want, as if you don't know how elections were conducted just barely a week ago, even if you forgot that of February so quickly. Okay. Now, the people, many are saying that rigged election, Abi, is APC. They say it's APC.
No, but APC didn't win any state.
APC did not win any state in the East. They didn't win anything. So who rigged now? Who?
Is it not the same your people?
So if APC is the one militarizing elections,
if it is Hausa people,
APC is an Hausa party.
They are out of the place.
But you didn't vote for them anyway. So why can't you have an alternative called ABGA or probably APA. Why can't you vote for those ones? Vote out ineptitude. In Abia State, for instance, you have the luxury of having another guy called Alex Oti. Why can't you vote for him and vote out Ikpeazu? But he shared kerosene and everybody voted for him. He's back now. And you say it's Buhari that rigged Alex Oti in when APC has a candidate there? No, now. No, now. Even in the East, Ojukwu contested for Senate.
And they couldn't even
Senate, he lost.
In his own place.
When he contested for president,
he lost.
He lost.
In his place. So I think Igbo people, I think they have to first of all, I don't know. They need some lead. They need some sanity to come to the region among themselves. They need to agree among themselves first of all. They need to decide. They need unity. I think they need. I don't know what they need, but
the funny thing, the umbrella body that is for them. I think they call it. I forgot the name they call it, but when they Ohaneze Indigbo,
yes,
they adopted Atiku. How can you
leave Abga?
No, not even leave Abga. How can you, as the whole ethnicity, leave and go and endorse one party, not considering that there are people within that organization who are not in that party? So it's like laying all of your egg in one basket. And so the basket, the egg face to arch, and then you're asking somebody else for chicken. So now you people voted for PDP, for instance. APC now produced majority in the Senate, and now you say you want to produce Senate president.
From where? From where?
So you played your politics wrong does not mean that you have been marginalized. The politics of Nigeria as it is now is a game of winner takes all. Look at Sokoto State. The guy won by 314 votes. So DSA tell me, that's like 50-point-something%. So the 49-point-something% that voted for the other guy, that don't want him,
well, why are you talking about Nigeria? Even in America now.
You know, it's a winner.
Even Hillary won more votes.
Popular
vote than
Donald Trump. By 3 million.
And who is 3 million more?
Yeah.
And nobody is, and who is the president? Not the one who won even one vote.
No.
If that had happened in Nigeria, tribalism, marginalization, you would have had song.
So these are questions we need to ask, and I believe that we need to get our politics right, no matter where we come from, because elections have consequences.
It's just like Nigeria, political. For example. Okay, you are talking about Ohaneze Indigbo, that they said the sanction. I mean they appointed. I mean whatever
they are going for
They approved one
political party.
But the same thing happened in Yoruba land now. Would they call one Afenifere? Yes. These Afenifere people, they also endorsed. They also endorsed, and not PDP.
Yeah.
But other Yoruba people who are more enlightened said, okay, you endorse or you don't endorse, make a living.
They've been very inconsequential.
Come out for road. We don't care for your. How can you say you are representing me, a Yoruba man? I'm a Yoruba man. I don't agree with you. Come out for road. You say you are elders. What elder? Who put you there? So the Yoruba people went and did their own thing.
We did, and you see within the voting pattern, they didn't put their egg in one basket. You can see the closeness of the gap.
Yeah.
There are people who believed
half went for APC, half went for PDP.
So there was that conscientiousness that was there. Now, the Ohanes Ndigbo are saying part of the reason why we are endorsing Atiku is because Peter Obi is our son. Okay. Now, who is introducing the tribalism element? So if you are saying he's your son, but Osibajo is not an orphan now. He's coming from another tribe now.
And yet Yorubas gave 50% of their votes to
you understand? So what are you not talking about?
Peter Obi.
So when Buhari chose Okadigbo, did they vote for him?
No. Even when Ojukwu himself wanted to go, they didn't vote for him. Talk less of Okadigbo.
There's even another Igbo guy he picked in, was it 2007?
Yes, he picked Namana or something.
I forgot the guy's name.
Yeah.
They still did not vote for him. It was non-factor. So you have to play your politics right. And if you have to know it has consequences in terms of appointment, not in terms of delivering governance. For instance, they've been commissioning Second Niger Bridge on paper for how many years?
Even during the time of Jonathan that they loved.
But the person who is fixing it is the guy who you are saying is not delivering or who is marginal, who has marginalized. Ariara power plant is there for the market. It's the same guy that they don't like. Ebonyi State is producing rice now. They are thanking the governor and the president. You need to listen to the Anambra State governor and what he's saying about the interventions of the federal government programs. So the question is, what is the marginalization? But it's clear that the marginalization that people are talking about is not just in people's head, but it's also just political appointment that really has no direct benefit to the masses. And that's why you always say, DSA, that the only marginalization that exists in Nigeria is between the rich and the poor.
Yeah, the rich and the poor.
That's the only marginalization. Because there was
the poor Igbos are being oppressed by the rich Igbos. The poor Yorubas are being oppressed by the rich Yorubas. Everywhere, the poor Hausas are being oppressed by the rich Hausas. The only marginalization that is there is between the rich and poor.
And that's why the guy who was talking about Fulani, that's Bishop Oyedepo, talking about Fulani will never rule Nigeria. We are not a slave to Fulani, this and that. When Atiku came,
is it not a Fulani?
He didn't not endorse him. Those who are saying we are Christians, Muslim will not do this, we Nigeria not be Islamist. Say Atiku is a Jew. When they steal money, when they want to steal money, the person who will bring out the idea, Hausa man, the person who will agree and sign the check, Igbo man, the person who will bring out the money and share it very well, Yoruba man. So what are you talking about?
Corruption is equal.
Farouk Lawan of the petroleum scam or bribery scandal, Hausa man, the person who was giving him bribe who later went through the security agency, Yoruba man. 3 House of Representative guys they were involved in sex scandal in the US. One Hausa man, one guy from the South, and one Yoruba man. One Muslim, 2 Christians. It didn't matter. They knew how they did their things.
Desiani or whatever.
So
Madikwe is
Madueke.
I think she's Igbo or something. Madueke is supposed to be Igbo name.
Yeah, it should be, but I'm not really sure where she's from.
Okay.
I listen, Madueke. So when they are stealing that money, when they are chopping that money,
I listen. I listen.
I listen, yeah.
Madueke.
When they are chopping that money,
no tribalism.
No tribalism.
No marginalization.
No marginalization.
In corruption.
I'm telling you, the churches that are stepping on our heads everywhere. Who are they? Your pastor, where is he from?
Yoruba. Some of them are Igbos.
Igbos, yeah. The Afar that is dealing with you. Where is it from?
It's from your place now.
So when it comes to marginalization in Nigeria, the real question is, the rich keep getting rich through corrupt practices, while the poor are getting poorer because they are deprived of what is theirs. And so once there's a government that is in place that cares more about giving to the people what they deserve, more than who is being appointed or who is not being appointed, then I think really,
even Obi was his name. That Peter Obi guy.
Yeah, Peter Obi
was talking about marginalization before they elected him to become to vice president.
He was talking about that too.
Yeah, before after he was governor, he was talking about. He was almost
but he was the same guy who deported Hausa people, gave them ID card.
Wow.
Identification card.
But you are talking about deporting Hausa people. What about the Enugu government that deported Anambra people? And I think Anambra people deported Iboyi and Abia people too.
Was it in Anambra there was a place or local government called Ebonyi local government or street?
Okay.
They had to rename it. Those ones too were protesting. That's marginalization. So even if you look at within the Igbo state, the southeast state, they are even still shouting marginalization within themselves.
You know, when they used to have one state before, Enugu state.
Enugu state, okay.
Yeah, so when they became an independent state and then they created Anambra state or something, or one other state, maybe. Anyway, they divided it into two. So when the governor came and he became the governor of and the people were still in the civil service, but they are the same Igbo people. Yes. They went and deported. It's just like saying,
Ondo and
Ekiti. Now the same thing happened. Yes. They divided them. It's like Ekiti deported Ondo people. that kind of craziness happened in Igbo land. I cannot imagine me from Ogun State. I'm in Lagos. Lagos State will come and deport me because I'm from Ogun State. Half of the people in the government of Lagos State are Ogun State people.
Yeah.
Who cares?
So I think there are really conversations that we must have beyond the surface, and because we've been having it just on the surface, a lot of misinformation has bred contempt and cynicism that are unnecessary. If you are looking at who are those responsible,
if you are complaining right now for marginalization from Nigeria, okay, later on you will have your own freedom, but you will still complain of marginalization between Igbo people within the East, and then later on you have your own state, you will still complain about marginalization within your own state.
That's why they still do state. In every state in Nigeria now, most states in Nigeria, they are always doing zoning. They say it's the turn of this senatorial zone.
Because they are still
those schisms are there. Yes. So that's why as a nation, we must be very much concerned about the things that connect us together more than the things that tend to divide us.
We should be focused more on merit than on tribalism.
Thank you, dear sir. You've just said it very well. So when merit becomes the case, it will not matter who or where is it from. Let's look at our Super Eagles now, for instance. Yeah. Do we care who is, how many Igbo players are there?
I think it might be half.
Do we care how many Hausa players are there?
Nobody is complaining.
Is it not result that we are after?
Even iPod is not complaining. Even iPod is not complaining.
Our big stars that we are celebrating, Super Eagles, where are they from? Do we care? No, is it not the result that they must win, and when they win, they make us happy? Yeah. Why can't the same be replicated to governance, to politics? That we only care about merit of those who are going to be there, irrespective of where they are from. For the CBN governor's tenure will expire, and it is at the president's discretion to bring whoever he wants to bring. And there's this woman who is very qualified, but they will start shouting now
that she's from the
north. She's from the north. Nobody will be considering that she will be the first woman in history to be governor of the federal bank if that happens. But just because she is from the north, nobody wants to know if she's from Niger State.
Nothing from the north. She's from the middle belt.
I'm just saying, just because of the idea of that north.
That's why I say that north has to be downplayed.
But people who are benefiting from it politically are not downplaying it. Because there's benefit to be had. And I think that's how PDP keeps winning in the southeast. They play the rhetorics of hatred. Then, okay, look at this now, for instance. You know, Okorocha, they call him Okoro Hausa, and his problem really started the moment he joined the APC, Hausa party. So he wanted to
was
send
in
them out.
Abga, they didn't call him Okoro Hausa.
No, he was, in fact, he was the best governor then.
When he was not a governor when he was in Abga.
Yeah, he was a governor.
No, when he was in Abga, he was not a governor.
Yeah, he became governor. He spent...
No, he was a governor only through APC.
No, he was a governor in Abga. He was the one who brought half of Abga to APC. You know, he's done 2 terms now.
Yeah.
And APC came in 2013, 2014.
Okay.
So that 2011, he became governor through Abga.
Ah, okay.
So the moment he joined APC,
he
became Okoro Hausa.
Okay.
Now, the people who are condemning him for bringing a son-in-law in, and of course many APC people were against that. But they are the same people celebrating a state like Kano, where Ganduje is bringing a son-in-law. Nobody is talking about that. But just because they have hatred for this one, his own case is a curious case of Okoro Hausa. So, but, you know, these are things we really need to consider. You cannot play the politics of hate and then reap the fruit of love. So it would mean that within the terms of political appointments, you cannot reap where you did not sow. So that's why, for instance, APC now, or any government in play, if you do not push into the agenda, they will only be thinking really of those who put something in, then to gain. So we've considered the different cases of what marginalization could be or could not be today, and then we will go into the slide any moment from now. So we've seen, and I'll just look at a few of the comments that are here.
Why do you like the comments? Let the comments not distract you. We have not even gotten to the topic that we are talking about.
All right. So,
and the topic is to show that there are no employment or what
appointment marginalization in Nigeria.
Let's show the slides.
Okay.
And let the world see.
So we'll go from the first slide.
Let's start from the first one.
Yeah.
Can you read it?
Number 1, no region is marginalized at the federal civil service.
Okay.
So one of the marginalization claims is that, you know, federal government gets to employ people. Okay. So it's only Hausa people they employ you. It's only northern people they employ you. If you are not a Muslim, they will not employ you.
Is it not too small? Can you read it? Can you?
I can read it, but I don't know if the people. I will check from here.
And people.
Yeah, it's clear from my own screen, but I have a big screen. Okay. Yeah.
No. You have to show us now.
Okay. So you see, so they bring those narrative that no, they don't employ federal government. Those they don't. It's only those Hausa big people they employ.
Let's look at the statistics.
But let's look at the statistics. State by state. Of origin.
Yes.
Yeah. So
you have numbers.
No state. No region is marginalized, but let's look at state by state, and let's look at the highest figures, maybe, or we should read state by state.
Go ahead and read them. Let me check my own.
Okay, so highest figures. Let's look at states with the highest figures. I have here 5,825.
What state is that?
Imo State.
No, it's not possible.
Imo State.
They have the highest number of employed civil servants.
Employed civil servants in Nigeria.
Finito. So what marginalization are we talking about?
Then the next state is Kogi with 5,186.
Okay. How can Kogi? I don't think it's a big state. How can you have?
No, it's actually really a big state with a lot of tribes too. Then the next state here is
Ogun State. 4,600.
Yeah, for Ogun State. 4,669.
I think it's corruption. How can Ogun
It's nepotism.
No, it's not the government who did it. I think it is corrupt. You know the way they put dead people there, or they put people normal people. I think that is what they are doing in that Ogun State, because Ogun State is one of the smallest states. How can you have one of the most important? I think they are playing not the federal government, but I think the civil servants.
Civil service themselves, right?
But okay, look at another Akwa Ibom.
Akwa Ibom, South.
It's also one of the biggest employed.
Yeah, I don't know the size of Akwa Ibom per se, but it has, and this South, and it's the third or fourth largest.
Yeah, but they said I heard it before that Akwa Ibom, they only have civil servants. They don't have They don't have any other. Anyway, let every state mention their
So
own.
the next,
Let's go.
no, just let's look at the top 10 maybe, the top 10 states.
But it is there now. Everybody who wants country.
Okay.
We still have a lot of slides down there.
Then the next
go to
one,
the second
number
slide.
2.
Slide 2. Tijini Spala.
So you can see there that
Please read it. Slide 2.
Slide 2. The Director General of Public Service Reforms released statistics of employment into our public service. The raw figures per state are all over Facebook. This got some talking again.
This is not now. This
Yes,
was before the election.
Before the
Yeah,
election.
yeah.
This got some people talking again, knowing that not so many like figures.
Like figures. Yeah.
I have tried to tidy them up for the ease of understanding.
Okay, nice point. Nice. Number 3. Okay. Where is it? Right.
A. Employment into public service.
Okay. Northeast.
Northeast, with a population of 19.0 million.
19 million.
19 million has 7,793
employees.
from Northeast.
Yeah,
There's,
federal government.
Yeah, federal government employees.
Okay. Northwest.
Then the Northwest has a population of 35.8 million, but
And
it has an
only
employment of 8,806 people.
Okay. Southeast.
Southeast has a population of 16.4 million.
I can see marginalization written all over
But
Southeast. It has 16,000.
But it has 16,540.
2 times the amount of Northwest that has 35 million people.
Yes.
2 times the amount of Northeast that has 19 million people.
Yes.
And they only have in Southeast 16 million people.
Yeah.
And they have 16,000 workers.
500 workers.
Yeah.
Then North Central has a population of 20.3 million, but they have only 17,661 employees.
No, just general.
Then South, 21 million, but they have 18,000 employees. Southwest has 27.6, but have 19,000.
So according to this thing,
employees.
who should be crying marginalization? And for me, I think it's Northwest. Because they have 35 million people and only 8,000 employed.
That's the lowest rate.
That is the lowest in Nigeria. And Northeast also, Northwest and Northeast, they are the ones who are supposed to be crying foul.
Yeah.
They are the ones who are supposed to be talking about marginalization when it comes to appointment. But because Nigerians don't know this information, they don't have their facts together, they always keep on crying foul.
Yeah. And so
I pity those people in the north, in the northeast, northwest, because we are making them the victims. As if they are our problem, but really they are the ones suffering in Nigeria.
Yeah. The poverty rate there is so high.
Because they don't have employment. Yeah, they don't have employment.
And so
we are talking about somebody who say, okay, it's because they are not so educated. Well, that is still our problem of Nigeria. Because we didn't give them or they don't want, but a country must be able to give education to its people.
By policy.
By policy.
By policy work.
So they should be complaining. Let's see Southwest. I want to even see Southwest.
You are saying to appreciate these figures, it is necessary to find out how many employees are taken from every 1 million people of in each of the zone.
Ratio.
So out of every 1 million people, how many people have been taken?
Yeah, so it will show you
the ratio
by average.
Yeah.
By average.
So it's not just the number of people who are there.
Let's go to the ratio. Go to the next point. Next slide. Number 4. It's there already.
First is Southeast. Southeast has 1,009 employees out of every 1 million people.
Marginalization, oh. Repete, what is it?
Repete.
Marginalization, oh. You see, what is happening? The people who are crying marginalization most are the Igbo people in the Southeast. And see the statistics. It's showing that they are the people who are enjoying the most privilege in Nigeria.
Per 1 million people.
Per 1 million people. The most people who are employed, who are getting federal government money, it is Southeast people. And I still told you that 70% of commerce in Nigeria is controlled by Southeast people. You're talking about marginalization? You know what I wrote in one of my articles? I said, please, let Southeast go. and let us come and see what will happen there. There will be civil war among Southeast themselves. There will be war every year because they would never be satisfied.
Because that's the character of schism.
Yeah.
Anytime there's a division and hatred is the motive, there's no panacea for hatred.
Yeah.
If it's the motive
Anger.
for, yeah.
When it is anger sentiment, you are done. So anyway.
And someone is saying here that because the northerners, like you were saying, don't have education. But we are still talking of thousands, so not millions. So you are telling me that if they want to marginalize, they don't have the thousands who are educated. You will be jonesing. You will really be jonesing.
Go ahead.
Then the next one is North Central, which has 970 employees per 1 million. Then the next one comes in is South South, which has 859 employees per million.
Okay. But the funny thing about that is that they already have the highest, because the highest for allocation from federal government is
going to them straight away. 30% derivative.
No states receive anything close. Only these oil producing states. So they already have money. But apart from that, they still have federal employment.
And that's one of the paradoxes I still do not understand in Nigeria, really.
Yeah. Why are they not asking their governors?
Yeah, because with
what
the rate,
with the money,
with the rate at which they are getting that money, they still have the highest unemployment rate.
Yes, every month the money is going there, 13%, every state in the South. And what are they doing with the money? Nobody can tell. But they should demand from their governors. I don't know what is happening. Anyway,
the next one is Northeast, which has 410 employees per million.
No, Southwest. You left.
So Southwest has 711 employees per million.
No, wait. Does it mean that South has more employees per million than Southwest?
Yes.
Does it mean that North Central has more employees than Southwest?
Yes.
And Southeast has more employees than Southwest?
And someone is talking about education.
No, that is not education here, no fee.
You're talking about education.
I can't believe it. Because if you talk about education, Southwest should be the highest.
Even ordinary Ekiti, just Ekiti, should be number one.
Wow. So
education is not a factor here.
Yeah, it's not a factor.
It's just what it is. And then the next one is Northwest.
Again, North is the least employed.
Now, can you imagine that if you add two regions together,
Northeast
and Northwest,
all their employed people are less than
Southeast per million.
My God. So what Northeast is getting is more than all North is getting, all core North is
per million.
My God. In the average.
So here we can see that Southeastern zones,
Southeasterners should just keep quiet.
When it comes to marginalization.
When it comes to marginalization, they shouldn't be talking about marginalization.
Because evidence does not support it.
Facts don't support it. Okay, go ahead.
So here we can see that Southeastern zone has over 1,000 people engaged in the public service of Nigeria in every 1 million, whereas only 246 people are engaged in the Northwest.
My God.
So for
that is where the president is coming from.
Yeah.
He didn't say because it's coming from Northwest.
Yes.
That it should have more people.
Yes. It's not loading them into the system.
Into the salary of the federal government. That's Abuja's zone. I mean, that is Buhari's zone.
To note, sir.
And it has less than any other one.
That this Northwest is 2 times bigger.
By population.
Yeah, by population.
It's more than 2 times bigger. You see the amount, Northwest?
Yeah.
35 million.
Yeah, 3 times bigger.
3 times bigger than the West.
Than the Southeast.
Southwest.
But the Southeast is still having 5 times bigger in employment.
5 times bigger. And the population of the
Northwest
is
3 times bigger. So if you look at the differential, it's like 15 times now.
My God. And they are not the ones complaining now. In fact, I'm thinking that the most
patriotic
and most patient Nigerians are there from the North.
North, yeah. And because they are contented and
they are more content,
so they categorize them as loving poverty,
as if they are foolish.
Yeah, and that they love poverty. That's why. But nobody really loves poverty.
Yeah.
It's just that some people would rather live within their means while they grow it.
Yeah.
So when you're seeing the rice farmers, you are seeing a rice farmer, you're saying, "Wow, I've never made $1 million, but this time when I went back to the farm to make rice, I made $1 million." You think he lost what it means to make money, but when he was poor, he stayed within his means. He was not really engaging in criminality. So next one.
Number 5.
Number 5. So curiously, Southwest, the zone of the vice president, is the least southern Nigeria with employment of 711 people in a million.
In the south, among the south. Mm-hmm.
It is pertinent to see the trend as regards political office holders. Probably those that lost out in the public services are compensated with political offices.
So let's look at the political.
Let's perform sample surgical operation on the political employees.
Yeah, so that was civil service.
That's civil service.
Yes.
But now you want to talk about appointment.
In political appointment. Yeah. Let's see the next.
So because that's the argument that, okay, Buhari is not appointing, it's nepotistic. That's the argument. That it's only appointing northerners.
And let's see the facts now.
Okay.
Let the figures speak. Make you read up.
All right, so political appointees, we all have the statistics of political appointees of the current Buhari administration. Northwest has 51 political appointees from 7 states. So if you divide that now, you will find an average of 7 from every state.
Okay.
North Central has 47 from 6 states.
Okay.
So if you make the division 2, you'll find 7.
Okay.
North East has 45 from 6 states. So if you make the division, you find 7 plus, just about above 7. But Northwest is not up to, just less than, is 7, just a bit less than above 7. Then Southwest, 45 from 6 states. Then you see that that's also about 7. Then South, 45 from 6 states. That's about 7 too. Then Southeast, 41 from 5 states. This now is 8.
8 per state. Wow. Well, that's per state. Let's look per million now.
Okay, so let's look at per million.
Okay.
The next
marginalization again favors Southeast.
So this translates to that means in the first position per million, Southeast has 2.50 appointees in every million.
Again, they are topping it.
Yeah.
So in civil service is Southeast. In federal appointment is Southeast. Who then is shouting of marginalization in political office? That's why I like figures. Figures not a lie.
Empirical evidence.
Yes, empirical evidence is that's what, go by truth. Don't just go by, Facebook or news media. Okay.
So the next people are this Northeast. They have 2.37 appointees in a million. North Central have 2.34 appointees in a million. Then South has 2.14 appointees in a million. Now this is where the vice president is from, Southwest. It has 1.63 in a million.
It's less than.
And that's where the almighty Jagaban, the Tinubu is from.
Vice president is from there. And they have enough
1.6, yeah.
And they have education too.
And they have education too.
But they are still.
They have 1.6. They are they are 5th out of 6.
Out of 6.
Then this is where the president himself is from,
and
Northwest.
The president himself is from.
And they are the 6th position.
And they are the least, the bottom.
So now
the least appointment.
So they have 1.42 appointees in a million.
Can you imagine? And they are blaming him for this.
And they're saying it's nepotistic.
How people are not fair. How truth has been killed in our society. And when you listen to Southerners complaining about appointment, they don't look at figures. They just talk. It's so sad.
Then alternatively, it means that Southeast has 1 appointee in every 400,000 people. Northeast has 1 appointee in every 422,000 people. North Central has 1 appointee in every 427,000 people. South has in every 467. Southwest in every 614,000. And Northwest has 1 in every 704.
I think maybe the president and vice president were just trying to compensate Southeast with this appointment so that they will not complain that because they didn't vote for them. They were talking about one thing. There was an interview that the president granted.
Yeah, 5%.
5 to
9,
5 to 95%.
95%.
And that is what they took. He was just making an example.
Yes.
And they now took it and said that is the way he's appointing people. But look at the figures.
Evidence does not prove that.
Yeah, because that's not what it meant. They just took it out of context. And that is what most Nigerians believe now, that 95% of appointments are coming from the north. That only 5 is coming from the south. I mean, can you see the nepotism and the lies and the... If they want, I will give them the names. Because they will say, but it's not true. Where did you get these figures from? If you want, I will provide. In fact, the name is in this slide now. I will give you the names of every one of them. So that you know he's lying. I will provide the names for you.
And these names were the time they were actually shouting the most.
Yes.
Because, this was the time they were actually talking the most. That this was the appointment. Let's go to the next. Once again, topping the list of the beneficiary is Southeast, with one political appointee for every 400,000 people. As if it is an intentional act. Northwest, from whence the president hails, has the list of one political appointee for every 704,000 people. While the figure for Osibajo is the vice president, Southwest zone, is 614 and is the least in the south.
Yep.
Next.
Next one.
I
like research. I like research. I like research. And how I wish I could teach Nigerians to go to do research.
Statistics.
Data.
It doesn't lie.
It doesn't lie. Truth.
So that's why if with this kind of research, people compare the performance of governance of the Buhari era and before the Buhari era on a comparative note, it will be, the way we are showing it, to be clear too.
Yeah.
To be clear.
But our country our people don't like figures and statistics.
Just
they
sentiment.
Like sentiment, emotion and sentiment. One word, tribalism only. Oh, is this. Okay, go ahead. I did a statistical reason why Buhari should be appointed.
Yeah,
people
elected.
Are saying,
Elected.
People should be elected the second time.
Yeah.
People are saying, forget Joe.
You're a Fulani slave.
I'm a Fulani pastor. Yoruba pastor. Fulani APC slave.
You have been paid.
I've been paid.
You want appointment. The new one, you want appointment.
I'm coming to Nigeria.
You have been compromised.
Because I'm coming to Nigeria.
Yeah. So you want to escape to Nigeria.
I'm looking for favor.
For favor, political appointment. So that's why you are supporting with all your strength now.
Because just don't use their head. People don't use their head.
So when you are not talking, you are pushing Victor to go and be talking it out.
Okay, so my stooge.
Yeah, so you can be a commissioner.
Is that so?
So if in the case that because of what they are going to say, you are not going to say anything, you just push either Victor
Maybe
or Mayowa.
Maybe they are thinking I'm the one pushing Mayowa to. Oh,
so
wow.
You just push either Victor or Mayowa that they should just go and get the position that you, because you're a pastor, and what they are saying, you just don't want to come out. You are just going to push Victor. So everything Victor is saying is just is ignorance. It's what DSA gives him a script.
Ignorance is a disease. That's why I wrote that book, Mountain of Ignorance. Mountain of Ignorance.
So when Victor went to Nigeria, what happened was he went to Aso Rock. So they gave him brown envelope to come and give you a year to say you can support Buhari.
Ignorance.
So he went to
stupidity.
Victor went to have some secret meeting and he has been compromised.
Wow.
So now he said every program you are doing is just for APC.
Wow. I even had somebody said my sister is working in the APC government. Can you imagine? My sister is not the work. My sister is not working. My sister is a pastor. You went to see her?
Yes, I was in her house.
They said she's in Abuja working.
She doesn't have that time.
She's facing her own calling.
Yeah.
Anyway, so next one, number 9.
Oh God. This is not my definition of marginalization.
Being peddled.
Has been peddled by some that are, in fact, the biggest beneficiary in Nigeria.
Can you believe it? And you are talking about marginalization? Foolishness has just reigned that country. Go ahead.
Figures don't lie. Please bring these figures to the knowledge of those crying marginalization.
Passport Magali, Tinashola, Spisok, Stone, was it 3. Mese, Shobutinational Spareway. No crossover, Samaya. Slade which is slide. Anyway.
So these are just some of the lists.
Yeah, no, the list of all
the appointees.
All of them, not some of them.
Okay.
All of them. Go ahead again. These are the names of them. For the people who will say, you know, what is the next slide? For the people who will say, what is the proof? These are all the names of all these appointees. Go ahead. These are from the time of Buhari. I'm only talking about political employees during the time of Buhari. And at the end of the day, look, next one. So this is the conclusion. There are 75 northerners and 82 southerners on the list of the political appointees. You see, how many southerners? 82.
82.
Northerners, only 75.
Even though they have the population.
And they have the population much more, like 3 times more than the East, for example. Yeah. Which contrasts this the popular belief that Buhari has favored the North or marginalized the Southeast in his appointment. Now, somebody will say it is because Nana Steper. Somebody will say, but all the same, all the military appointments are from the North. Okay, because when it comes to military, you've got to appoint people that you trust. This is all about trust right there. But, besides that, what about the economic appointees? They are mainly from the East, from the South. So then, whatever you prefer, I prefer economic deposit. For example, so if you prefer military, then, that's your choice. But I would prefer economic appointees.
But even if you want to talk about security, I think what people do is they just sum up the whole North
without
looking at the regions. Again, that's another question. But in any case, the CDS, the Chief of Defense Staff, is from Ekiti, and is the only 4-star general in the army.
Wow. And that's not the only one, even. If you want, I could even name you other security people that are from the South.
Wow.
Yeah. But, I think we made our points.
So, this whole idea of marginalization is just because of misinformation, and those who are benefiting from it are the political elite, where the real marginalization comes in, the rich and the poor. So they spew all of these things out so that you can vote in their advantage. It's not because they believe it.
And this kind of talk is one of the things that leads to the death of
nations.
Where is that book, The Death of Nations?
See, because it breeds cynicism.
Yeah.
Cynicism. People
what will you say about this book?
Wow. When I read this book, it complemented my idea of, number one, there are 2 books that really made me a bit more political mature. The first is Nigerian, the Leadership Question.
Nigeria and the Leadership Question.
Yeah. Then the second, this was not your book, but it's also called Why Nations Fail.
Okay.
So after reading Why Nations Fail comes in the economic and cultural model.
Okay.
But yours comes from the value system and cultural model of what really kills.
And I have a lot of examples of
Nigeria, particularly. So it gives the
but
broad
especially
perspective.
The values.
Yeah, the values. Yeah. The thinking in the head of people.
What's happening
in the head of people. That's what you were really talking about here. So you were talking about cynicism, you were talking about
well, we could not give them that. Okay. Make them go read the book if they want.
Okay, but just talk about cynicism.
Tell us what happened to you
when I read it, I now saw clearly
because what
Nigeria must understand to avoid the death of Nigeria, because we are better together.
And not just Nigeria, but if the same thing is not dealt with, it will lead to the death of your tribe. It will lead to the death of the same thing will kill, not just countries. Yes. It will kill your tribe, it will kill your nationality, it will kill your society, it will kill your state.
It's the same reason why states in Nigeria fight over boundaries.
Yeah.
It's the same reason why states in Nigeria are fighting over resource control.
So I want you to encourage people to, why should they, make your point, why should they read this book?
Why you should read this book is that when you read this book, you will understand the pitfalls that you as a person must avoid to contribute to the development of your nation. Some of the mistakes you are making that you've made, some of the, what's it called, this generalization that they give to people, you just generalize them. I forgot what it's called, but maybe it will come back. So those kind of way you just look at people and you say these people are this, and you, for instance, the people who are from the north, you just call them in some derogatory manner, that some maybe northerners or Fulani or in some stigmatizing manner. You begin to see it clearly and see that you yourself might have been the biggest agent
prejudice.
of prejudice, yes sir, prejudice of the destabilization of the country. So if you want Nigeria to be well, if you want things to go good, you will know how to focus on the major things and not the minor things which are of trivial or little value. So you will understand this, and then you will begin to work towards how you can help build a nation.
Is the book really shaky?
The book will expose, is an x-ray. It gives you an x-ray of yourself. It gives you an x-ray of your community. It gives you an x-ray of the nation and people groups. You will, in fact, when you read the book,
open like this,
you will be more of a peacemaker. So the way people are talking about marginalization, you will be able to say, no, there's no marginalization here. Let's not build cynicism. When people are talking, like for instance, this book argued how Obasanjo, for instance, is the biggest beneficiary of the cynicism in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And he knows how to flog it very well. So once he is talking now, you listen to him very well. It's not like you discount what he's saying, no, but you listen to it with a sift of the gimmick that he wants to play on you.
All politicians, most politicians.
Yeah. So when you are listening, you will be more objective than just subjective. It's not just about what they say. You will be looking at what is the reality on ground. Then you know how to avoid the pitfalls. Your eye go open. You go shine your eye. So this one when they talk, say no look Uche face. You go look Uche face. So you go look Uche face. Because if you no look Uche face, Uche go do you like this. You no go see. So you go look Uche face. Or if you no look Uche face, you no go understand wetin Uche they try talk. So you just have a prejudice against Uche. So this way you'll be able to analyze things better. And I think that's going to be better for our nation. And we'll be able to stand up against the class that is actually working against us, which is the rich. It's the rich. It's the rich. So the rich, they are the ones.
The elite, the privileged.
The privileged. They are the ones using every possible method of schism, or every possible method of division. Everything, there's something called divide and conquer. That's exactly what they are doing to us.
Have you read the second book?
The Beauty. No, I'm yet to read that one, but I look forward to reading it. Maybe it will be in my May collection.
I find it very interesting to read too. Very interesting. These two books I recommend to everybody to read, either you are Nigerian or you are not. Do we have callers? I think we have not even called people to call.
Yeah, so now I think we should open up the line. And I invite you to drop your contributions. We see that you've written some things in the chat box, but now you can vocalize, you can tell us what you feel. And the way to do that is to write us on Move Agent. Move Agent is on Facebook Messenger. So you write us on Move Agent and tell us that you would like to call.
So it's Move Agents.
Move Agents.
One word.
One word. Move Agents. So just write us there and then we will call you. We do that so as to avoid interference.
You don't call.
Calls. Yeah, don't call us. We will call you, but just write that you would like to call. And again, please, when you're calling, try to speak into your microphone, into the microphone of your device, so we can hear you. And please
don't use Bluetooth.
Yeah, put off the device. Maybe you are hearing us, but by the time we call, just turn off the volume so that there will be no interference and we can hear you clearly. So we'll be waiting for your calls, but we hope that we've been able to discuss and disprove the theory that a certain group of people are marginalized in Nigeria, and probably those who are even being marginalized, their voices are not being heard.
I think if anybody is being marginalized in Nigeria, they are the majority. Because when I meet a lot of Nigerians, for example, I have a girl here from what we just say that she's from the north.
Yeah.
But that is too general. She has her own tribe. She's from Kaduna State. And she's not Hausa, she's not Fulani. And people just say she's a northerner. And once you say she's a northerner, everybody begins to think that she's Hausa or Fulani. So those are the people that are marginalized. When you look at, I think we have a caller already. Hello?
Hello, good evening from Ukraine.
And Victor.
Hello?
Yes, this is Davidson speaking.
Hello?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, faintly. I think I hear something now.
Yeah, faintly, but
Yes, I can hear you.
oh, great. But can you please speak louder and then to your microphone, please?
Yes, I'm speaking louder. Can you
Yeah,
hear
now
me?
it's good. Now it's good. Who is calling from where, sir?
Yes, this is Davidson from Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, David. Nice to hear from you, David.
So, yes, thank you for bringing up this topic. It's a very good topic, and of course, this is one of the topics one of the topics affecting our people and our nation. So many people have various perspectives about this particular topic, and one of the things, like I was saying in the comments section, is the topic the topic of discussion may be too broad for us to just generalize and try to discard marginalization just like that.
No, we
And
are
the
not
reason
talking
I'm
about
saying this,
marginalization just like that. We are talking about appointment. The topic of
ye-
discussion is Nigerian government appointment, not just
yes,
in the.
yes. The reason I'm saying this is we all know that based on National Bureau of Statistics and the record of these employees, uh, as stated by statistics, we all know that the statistics are not of any high level of integrity, because a nation that cannot even identify how many people live in the nation that has been existing with about, their figures are always rounded figures of about. So how do we account for specific numbers of these employees as appointed or as employed by the federal government? So the figures we see by the National Bureau of Statistics does not exactly give us the original figures. How about the account of ghost workers? What do we say about that? There are many ghost workers in the ministries. So and these are part of the figures given in the statistics. So what is our perspective about that, to a point where we can say
No,
that,
this
look at what you said
the figures
in
we
the
are
north.
going by are only people who are receiving payment from the federal government.
And then the second question is, I think you are mixing up the role of National Bureau of Statistics and that of the National Population Commission. They are two different entities. Now, within civil service, either you call them ghost worker or they are on ghost workers. So the people, the name of people who are getting it and where they are from, they are from the state that is mentioned there. Either they are ghost workers or they are not ghost workers. So even if it's ghost worker, why are we not having more ghost workers from the northwest, for instance? So I think you are mixing that up. Of course, when they were even uprooting ghost workers, we know the people were shouting the most. So of course, we know that it may be true that they are ghost workers, but of course now we know where they are from. And the idea of ghost workers is not that they are dead. It's not necessarily that they are dead. It only means that they are employed, but they are not given the service. And a lot of factors could contribute
But they are
to that.
taking the money.
But they are taking the money. So in fact, the person could be in America and still be collecting money. So the statistics that we have here is that of those who were employed, and the National Bureau of Statistics, at least we know those who were employed. If you now want to dispute that of population, then you may be saying we should go to census.
When we talk about the idea of ghost workers, the idea of ghost workers is not only based on those who are employed and probably not coming to work or something. So the idea of ghost worker also includes the escalated figures by these agencies in order to get allocations from their various units, in order for them to be able to get money from the central wallet, or in order to be able to boost their revenue coming into their state. So ghost worker here also includes individuals who don't even exist at all. It includes the names, the data of individuals who don't exist, but their names are formulated in order to be able to get money from the central wallet. So what I'm saying in essence is this: based on what we have, it does not really give the integrity of the data to a point where we can use that to analyze the situation on ground.
Okay.
So this is my submission.
Yeah, thank you for your submission, but maybe there'll be another time to debate, and we'd love you to bring your own empirical evidence then, not just sentiment. Because in talking about this now, we brought the fact that was given. For instance, the people who say the figure from MBS is not good, let it be that it's recession. If recession happened today now, they are going to believe that statistic from the same NBS.
If they fire them now,
if they fire them, they will believe the number.
They will begin to cry foul.
Now, the question is not, are there ghost workers or are there no ghost workers? Yeah, there could be ghost workers. But the question is,
where are they coming from?
Where are they coming from? Are you saying that an Hausa man, for instance, is the one responsible for ghost worker, but he's using an Igbo person's name?
in his town. In the east.
When he could easily use from a place where there are more people, and than
no, and he's not even living there now, because you are living there, you are receiving salary there,
and in a case now where they are paying salary straight into account, I think people know what is called the TSA.
No, when he says that there is no integrity in the figures, if there is no integrity in the figures, so we should throw away the figures. We shouldn't even use figures at all, just sentiments. Hello, who is talking, sir?
This is Adeyemi speaking.
Hello, who is calling from where?
Yeah, this is Adeyemi from UK.
Oh, Adeyemi from UK. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm all right, sir. Thank you for having me tonight. I've been listening to your program for a quite long time.
Yes, sir.
And I really appreciate your efforts, your contribution towards Nigerian development. In my own perspective, all I could say is regarding the topic tonight, which is about who has been marginalized in Nigeria, particularly because we have various tribes.
Yes.
To the best of my own knowledge, as a political science student, I feel like the truth has not been told to those who are complaining about the marginalization.
Okay.
Because if you look at this current government, they are trying their own best.
Yeah.
I think there's something we are getting wrong in Nigeria, which is the fact that we don't think about who are the best people to do things right. Are we talking about the wrong people? Because this one is not from my place, it cannot do the right thing, or it can do better. So we need to think about that. Until we have that mindset, before we can move forward as a nation. But to me, I just feel like tribalism and ethnicity has been the major problem of that country, because there's no single government that could come into power. You will hear from other sides saying that, oh, our people have not been given appointments and so forth. The nation will not go forward.
Instead of using merit.
Yeah, you got to put merit over ethnicity.
Yeah.
You got to put merit over many things to put things right.
Right.
I think that's the best way any nation could move forward. But without this, I don't think we can go anywhere. I have different kind of friends all over. Hausas, Igbos, despite the fact that I was born as a Yoruba person, but at the same time, we are not saying the truth ourselves, because this is not about ethnicity. The country is in a shambles, and we need people who are very, very intelligent, who are very, very good at bringing the development to everywhere. I look at the past government before this current government, which is Jonathan government.
Yes.
Yeah. I've not had any agitation about Biafra. I've not had any agitation about, oh, we are being marginalized. If you look at our government for good 6 years, what has development has it brought to that particular region?
Yeah.
For good 6 years, Jonathan was in power. He has been causing different kind of names. What development has it brought in? I would say nothing. All we are seeing is massive looting of our treasury. And that's all I can say about our government from A to Z.
Yeah.
And now this government came into power. I don't want to know either Senate president come from Northwest or Northeast. As long as they have policies and they are going to follow that policies and make everyone to be satisfied, that is what matters to me. But in a situation whereby we are hearing that they use these slogans every time, every political dispensation. They use these slogans of don't vote for this particular person. This person doesn't, bring us what we are looking for. All the appointments have been made. All the Northerners are the one get the most of the appointment. But when we look at it, let's face the reality. If they are saying they are being marginalized, what has they contributed to that government in power?
Wow.
In terms of elections, let's look at it. Even this last election, what has the percentage of that particular region toward bringing that government back to power? I would say 0 degree.
Yeah.
0 degree.
Yeah.
So if that should be the case, why are we talking about marginalization? We're talking about the good people that will make countries to go forward. I've been in Europe for over 15 years. I've seen how they are doing their own things. They are not talking about like UK now. They are not talking about, oh, this Scottish or this Irish people cannot do this, cannot do that. They're talking about the best man to do the job.
Yeah.
And that's what really matters.
Beautiful.
So we should stop this issue of marginalization, issue of this ethnic bigotry, and people are talking about, because I'm not a Yoruba, you are an Igbo man, you should be the one to be in power. I don't agree with all that, and that's why I say when they talk about this appointment, the appointment they are talking about now, there's something going on right now. I've seen it. I read that news online about a couple of minutes ago, whereby Uzo Kalu was saying that the Senate vice president or deputy Senate president should be allocated to the Eastern people. I look at that. Where is this coming from? Because if they want to look at it from the last election, I don't think they are entitled to any slots at all.
Yeah.
To the best of my own knowledge, it's not about being a Yoruba or whatever. But now they're dictating, and he was saying that if they don't give it to the Eastern people, this is what he's going to do. He's going to do that. They can't do nothing. They've been talking about this. They've voted massively
for PDP.
Atiku.
Yeah.
Yeah. They voted massively for Atiku. And at the end of, even after this government won the election, if you go on social media, you see them cursing other tribe, talking rudely to other tribe. Why? Is it more than a nation, or is it more than an election? No. We have to eradicate this from our attitude. This is not good for us. Even when we go abroad, they talk about we are this, we are that. If you are Biafrans, nobody stop you from voting whoever you wanted to vote for, and the man has won. A lot of cases all over, a lot of bad words from their followers. This is not good for a nation. I think the best thing they could do, for me, as far as I'm concerned, marginalization is not having anything to do with this nation called Nigeria.
Yeah.
The best man should do the job.
Yeah.
And that's the best way it should come from.
Beautiful.
Because I don't see anything. Either you're Yoruba, or you're an Hausa, you're an Igbo, as long as you are capable of doing things right and to make people to feel the impact of the government, that's what really matters. This country I am today, none of the citizens, even non-citizens, doesn't care about who become the prime minister. They don't give a damn about it. What they give a damn about is the developmental
progress.
Project.
Yeah.
What they give about, yes, it's what they're after, to see that, okay, the roads are okay, the amenities are there, everything is going well, the security and electricity, everything was okay.
Thank
but
you so much.
My own country called Nigeria, it's not nice.
Thank you so much,
should stop
Adeyemi.
it.
Great point. Great point. Thank you so much. Blessings. All right.
Yeah, he's made some points.
Yeah, I think his point is that even if you are going to go by the election, if you are going to go by the election itself,
figures, yeah.
the figures, that you didn't even vote for this government. So what right do you
to make
make demands?
Demands, yeah.
How can you be making demands when you didn't even vote for them? Okay. I mean, you have conscience. If you have conscience, you will say, okay, I didn't vote for you, good enough. It's just like saying now Democrats in America, they didn't vote for Trump now. Is Trump going to be asking for their candidate?
So send us your
own list.
We have another caller. Hello.
DSA.
Hello.
Good evening, DSA. Good evening, DSA.
Good evening, sir. Who is calling from where?
Yeah, this is Martins from Lagos.
Martins, yes, we're here.
DSA, how on a day, sir? How is everybody?
Very good, sir.
Well, Pastor Victor, been a while. You've been off air for some time. I hope you're fine too.
It's fine. Are you fine?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking, sir.
All right. To me, this thing is something. This is a problem that we really need a national convention to really address. You know, because the tribe that is complaining of being marginalized is actually getting it wrong from the political perspective. And to me, I feel that statement is a political motivated one.
Okay.
Yes, because looking at it, yes, if indeed this nation is, a nation that consists of different tribes, and when you say marginalization, in an average mind of a Nigerian, they are simply trying to talk about, bringing together most of the tribes to a federal, assembling them in a federal perspective, giving them posts from different
quotas. That's Nigeria for you. Maybe
I think we lost him.
Maybe he has a problem. Is he there? Or he's gone? He's there? He's gone.
I think we lost him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I need to come back for my own program because I have a program
from now.
Yeah, anytime from now. Yeah. So what were you saying?
If he will come back in 1 minute, we can have him. But if not, then we'll just round up the program. But I think basically today we've been able to show through.
Do we have callers?
Statistics.
I think we still have.
Okay, we've been able to show through statistics
the situation
of things. And we cannot cherry pick statistics. It is these same statistics that we believe when they say, okay, for instance, recession. I told someone, I said, for recession.
They already called it.
Okay, I should not forget that point on recession.
Hello?
Yes, DSC. This is Solomon calling from Boston, Massachusetts.
Yes, sir, Solomon.
I just want to say thank you for this program because it's very educative and very enlightening. Yeah, we're talking about marginalization. I was thinking this marginalization should be based on regional development, not on the numbers of people working in maybe in any governmental office.
Yes.
So it should be on development. What are that's if you want to talk, the road construction in the southeast, the road construction in the south, or the numbers of schools that has been built. So these are development. We are not talking about numbers that, okay, we have 300 people working from this state in federal level. But what about the hospitals? What about the bridges? So those are the questions I'm just like wondering. Is this the lack of this, do we call it marginalization?
Yeah, well, I think we have to come up, let's do our research. Maybe we can do another program like that and then analyze how many projects are in every region. Because, in Nigeria as a whole is marginalized. If that is the case, every region.
Even what you think is the best. Let me give you an instance. Do you know psychiatry, for instance? Psychiatry has a specialization in medicine. Do you know Nigeria has not more than 100 to 120 psychiatrists serving all of Nigeria?
What? Say that again. Say that again.
Less than 120.
Or in all?
Psychiatrists.
In the whole of
Nigeria.
120?
Wow. Less than.
Yes. My God.
So that's enough marginalization now.
For the whole country.
Just my own hospital here. at least there's no way in every ward you will not find nothing less than every ward, every department. You will not find nothing less than 6 to 10 psychiatrists.
My God.
And there's
in one hospital.
That's in Kivu. And we have just keep that the ones that I know and I've been to 2 different massively big hospitals just for psychiatry.
Wow.
Just psychiatry, neuropsychiatry, nothing. They are not doing pediatrics there. They are not doing internal medicine, just psychiatry. So that means in every hospital, the way it's big, like we have nothing less than 200 psychiatrists working there in just one hospital. So before you go to the next one, and just in European year, there are 2.
Wow.
Just this small European, the way it is here. Because I was in another hospital today and they were telling me that there's one near here. So, but Nigeria, the whole Nigeria, and Kyiv is just a state, and I'm only talking of just one hospital where me I'm working. They have more than 200. So, and the
whole of Nigeria is less than 100.
So
the same thing with road,
really
the same thing
road, with same thing with everything.
hospitals, the same thing with schools.
Light.
All of Nigeria is marginalized.
So that's why we're saying that the marginalization is between the elite and the poor. Because, for instance, the governor is passing through the same road that is not good. But you know what? His car has a very good shock absorber. So by the time the tire moves, he doesn't feel it. He doesn't even know anything is wrong. And his car is like tainted.
No,
so,
but the thing also is that
yeah, I understand your point. But what I'm saying here is, in times, this thing should be evenly distributed.
yeah, that's why we are saying that maybe we need to have a statistics.
no. What's the name of the caller again? Solomon. You know the way it is. Actually, the way Nigeria is set up is that the amount of schools, the amount of hospitals, the amount of every infrastructure that is there, apart from major roads. But even the roads, the quality of road depends on the governor. Because the governor goes to get allocations. And the allocations...
No, I'm talking about the federal roads now, not...
you're only talking of road? Okay.
No, federal roads are spread across.
Yeah, because the federal road is nothing compared to the general. The general development of every state depends on the government of the state.
There are trunk A roads.
Correct.
There are trunk A roads, trunk B roads, trunk C roads. So trunk A is federal government, and they are usually the ones that connect states.
But B and C
but within the state
and local
that
government.
connect local government is trunk B. That's the responsibility of the state. Now trunk C is the responsibility of local government. So let us ask ourselves, when was last time your local government constructed a road?
Or state government?
You know?
Why is everybody waiting for only federal government? They are only responsible for 1/3.
Yeah.
2/3 is within the state.
Yeah, we are all waiting for federal government to now.
Yes, that is the problem.
The state can even do better than the federal government.
Yes.
Exactly. Now you are talking, sir.
But
people are not considering that.
The same thing in America.
No.
In America too, they don't wait for the federal to come and do the things. It's the state and the local.
Wait for federal.
Yes.
That's why the mayors sometimes are even more powerful
Than the president. If he will perform.
Of course.
If he's going to
Anyway,
perform.
DSA, this is awesome. Thank you very much, because this program is very, very highly educative, because now we are debunking some kind of mentality we are having that, oh man, these people are marginalized. But from the statistics you gave, awesome. Nobody's marginalized in Nigeria.
Thank you,
We're
sir.
all just fooling ourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
sir.
Solomon. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So
Bye-bye.
from what he's saying now, and I was saying that the statistics that was being debunked was coming from the Nigeria Bureau of Statistics. And I was saying, for instance, recession. Nigeria did not experience recession, no. There was no recession in Nigeria.
Compared to Venezuela.
No. Even at all, not even comparison. Why? Because Nigerians have always been in recession. The only time we were talking about it was when the NBA said that now the number has gone down. Then because it has been said, then we began to feel it perceptibly. But before then, the poor has always been poor. What I've always known in Nigeria, because I grew there for 18 years, was poverty. I didn't know anything better. In fact, I only knew that I was even poor when I went to Abuja, sir. Because in my own place, we were like the rich people now. But when I got to Abuja, I feel... So I'm telling you the truth. You know, I'm coming from Ukraine, and I've gone home at least 2 times now, 2 summers. Every time I go to VGC, I feel like a pauper. VGC is in Lagos State, too. But the way rich people are there, the way they are, I still feel intimidated. The only thing that used to hold me is my dreams. Now, okay, I have a big dream. But you can see that the poor has always been poor in Nigeria, while the rich have always been rich. But when MBS gave the statistics, and it was Buhari's government, we believed it. But when MBS now started giving statistics that we are rising, it says it's a lie, it's just numbers. Because you believe, you don't care about numbers, you only believe the things that serve your own prejudice against especially this current administration. Do you know of NIPOST, Nigeria Postal Service? I never knew it was a revenue generating agency. This last year, they generated 19 billion DSA. NIPOST.
Just like
Jamb and no, even if Jamb, you understand. NIPOST, Postal Service, so they don't used to make anything. I've never heard of it before. So, but you know what? The question they will ask you, say, where's the money? That's the next question they will ask. And that's because cynicism. And not really considering facts. But we must consider facts, not just the ones that favor us.
But the problem with Nigeria is that they pressures federal government.
Yes, sir.
But they are not thinking about the fact that state government is autonomous.
They are the ones who control
and they even go
economy.
Look, let's even talk about this. Do you know that state government in other places, even in Nigeria, is not supposed to be going to federal to collect allocation? They are supposed to come with their own program. In fact, we are going to talk about state government next program.
Okay.
Let's talk about state, autonomy, local government. No, the three something.
Okay.
The federal government, the relationship with what should the federal government be doing? What should be the state government be doing? And why is Nigerian poor and backward?
Responsibility
and I will tell
you, of government.
Yes, and I will tell you that the reason is not because of the federal government mainly, it's because of those states, and nobody is challenging them, and the local. The real poverty, the real reason for underdevelopment and poverty is because of the local and state. But we will talk about
so the topic will be, why is Nigeria poor?
Yes.
The federal government.
Local, state.
Okay. Yeah. So why is Nigeria poor? Is it because of federal government, the state government? That would be a very interesting conversation to have.
Let's do it.
So we're going to talk about that, and you are going to see clearly.
But next time we have to be after our anniversary.
Anniversary, okay.
And after the HMT, because.
All right.
So you have to write down that.
Yeah, we'll write that down.
Don't forget.
So, but today has been a very interesting conversation. I think we should let DSA go so he can
come back.
But we've been able to see that the cynicism that is being built is unnecessary, very unnecessary, because they are not based on facts. What facts and figures have shown, you like it or you don't like it, but that's what the facts and the empirical evidence show, is that those, especially who are being touted as the victims of marginalization, are indeed not, but they are the biggest beneficiary of the Nigerian system. They are the ones you find everywhere. Just imagine, for instance, Ariara market, how many Hausa men, how many Yoruba men are having good industries. In the southeast, there are very few. And that's not to say that they don't like Yoruba people. It's just that there are few. But when you go abroad, everywhere within Nigeria, in Ekiti State, you see Igbo people. In Kano State, they are there. In Maiduguri, they are controlling virtually all of the economy there. So it means that they are not hated. Nobody is chasing them out of town. They are there. They are enjoying themselves. In fact, if you tell
even my own
them,
village, Ijebo,
even in Ijebo, they are there.
80%, 90% only Igbos are collecting all the shops and all the
kiosks. They are the ones there. So now nobody is sending them packing.
Nope.
So. And that means they are being welcome. If there was marginalization, they would not be everywhere.
They would not be welcome.
Ask them today, even if there's crisis in the north, ask the southeastern people to go back. They will tell you
they will not go
back. They are not going. Yeah. Why? Because they believe that there's economy there and they are being welcome.
Somebody was even talking to me here that he said they grew up in the north, and they said he grew up to secondary school in the east, and he said when I went to the north, I knew why the Easterners are going to the north, because I was treated better there than in the east.
Yeah.
He said I had more opportunities there than in the east. That's why they are going there. If they don't have opportunities there, they will not go there.
One of the biggest problems Lagos faces today, and that's one of the reasons why we do not appreciate, of course, they are performing under par. That's no question. But in comparison to other Nigerian states, one of the reasons why they are not appreciated is that they are growing in population every day.
Because people are coming from all over the state.
All over the state. Why? Because they see opportunities. And a large percentage of these people are also from the southeast, and nobody is saying leave Lagos. Nobody is saying leave Abuja. Nasarawa State, this place they are calling North, sir. Nasarawa State, if not half of the population of people there are Igbos. Or their market, the market, because I schooled in Bingham University in Karu, and is in Nasarawa State. So if you check out the Nyanya market, if not half, if not more than half, it will be half. The list is half of all the commerce in that state. Is it not people?
Is it not the same thing everywhere?
So what marginalization are we not talking about? If you are so marginalized and so hated, they will not allow you now.
You go to the River State now, or go to Akwa Ibom State, or go to Kaduna State, or go to Kano State, even Sokoto State.
So evidence does not support marginalization. The problem is that there is poverty in Nigeria and it's all around.
And the poor people are being oppressed everywhere. By the rich people. The same Yoruba people are oppressing Yoruba people. The same Igbo people are oppressing Igbo people. The same Hausa people are oppressing Hausa people.
Yes.
It is the oppression between the rich and the poor.
No need to bring tribal or ethnic sentiments to this. And evidence shows that in fact
but you are not keeping to your word, Victor. You said today you are not going to be economical in your comment. It's like it is the opposite. It's like you gave me that position to be economical. How can you say you become economical and then you are the one that is talking all the time?
I tried, eh? I tried, eh?
You got as what you said in the beginning. Maybe you forgot.
I tried, eh? So, but you know the facts are there. What I was saying is, I did not want to appear as though tribalistic. But at the end of the day, the truth is the truth. You may not like what I'm saying, but eventually, I think
confirm it.
I am more subscribed to the truth than the emotions of how you feel about me eventually. So I think the truth always overcomes, and the statistics are there, the facts are there. They are not my opinion, it is what the statistics show. So if you want to argue with it, you have to bring an alternate statistics, and then we'll talk about it. The one that we have.
No, the one that I didn't bring this statistic. The statistic that I really like most, that I like to use, but I didn't say it to them, but I will say it about that there is no marginalization in Nigeria, is that it is the time you will see that there is no marginalization in Nigeria. It is either when in the football team,
yes,
or when they are doing beauty pageants. Do you know who represents Nasarawa State? Igbo. Do you know who represents Ogun State? Igbo, Ekiti State. Igbo. Out of 36 states, 29 are Igbo. Igbo girls are in 29 out of 36 states. Igbo, Ogun State, it is Igbo representing. All the northern states. 19 northern states. It is Igbo girls that represent all of them.
So there's no marginalization that
only South shoot a little bit, add a little people there. Otherwise, no competition, no marginalization.
Even my Duguri Igbo girl.
Borno Igbo girl. Sokoto Igbo girl. No marginalization of B2 countries in Nigeria.
Yeah, but from this now we can actually see that what we need to talk about is performance. We need to talk about performance, and I think that will be the point of discussion from next week.
Next time.
Why is Nigeria poor? Is it federal government, the state, or local government? So from my end, it's goodbye and see you later, and I will leave DSA to say good night to you guys.
Yes, and I want to recommend to everybody to get this book here. The beauty of Nigeria's diversity. You will enjoy the book. You will laugh, you will cry, you will be so proud of Nigeria after that book. And then the other book I have there is
The Death of Nations.
Let me see the one they will show. The process is the new result. That is my latest book. Everybody needs that one. Either you're African, you are not. And then this one, The Death of Nations. Everybody needs that one too. But I will be back in the next 10 minutes to talk about church and how to know God through the church. I think you enjoyed the show today. Have a wonderful evening. Peace.